If I asked you right now what the single best food for rebuilding muscle after 60 is, what would you say? Red meat? Chicken? Eggs? That's what most people answer. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Your entire life you've been told that to have strong muscles, you need animal protein. More meat, more muscle. Simple logic. But I need to tell you something that is going to completely change the way you think about your diet. There is a food that costs under $2 that you can find in any grocery store in America, and that study after study is showing rebuilds muscle mass after 60 more efficiently than red meat. More efficiently. Not equally. More. And it's not eggs. It's not chicken. It's not protein powder. It's not any expensive supplement you've seen advertised online or on television. It's a simple, humble food that probably sat on your grandmother's table, and that science is now rediscovering as a powerful weapon against sarcopenia, the muscle loss that quietly steals the strength, mobility, and independence of millions of Americans after 60. One of my patients, Dorothy, 71 years old, came to see me barely able to climb a single flight of stairs. Her legs were shaking. She needed help getting up from a chair. Her husband was devastated because the woman he had known as strong and active was disappearing right in front of him. I asked her to make one change to her diet. One simple, inexpensive change. She thought I had lost my mind. 8 weeks later, she walked up the stairs to my office alone, without stopping, without her legs shaking, and told me she was sleeping better than she had in 5 years. In this video, I'm going to reveal what that food is, why it works better than meat for people over 60, how to prepare it correctly, and the critical mistake most people make. A mistake that turns this extraordinary food into complete nutritional waste. Stay with me. Every minute of this video could be worth years of strength in your legs. I'm Dr. Nova Blake, and I've been practicing medicine for over 30 years. Before I reveal the food, I need to dismantle a belief that is actively harming millions of older Americans. The belief is this: to build muscle, you need to eat a lot of meat. Sounds reasonable, right? Meat has protein. Protein builds muscle. More meat, more muscle. Simple logic. Except after 60, that logic breaks down completely. And here's exactly why. When you were 30, your body was an absorption machine. You ate a steak, and your body made use of nearly all of it. The protein was broken down, the amino acids were absorbed, and the muscles received the fuel they needed. After 60, that system changes dramatically. The stomach produces significantly less hydrochloric acid, which is the acid responsible for breaking down the protein in meat. Digestive enzymes decrease. The intestine slows down. Transit time increases. The result? You eat the same steak you always have, but your body extracts far less benefit from it. The protein that isn't properly digested never reaches the muscles. It's lost. It ferments in the gut. It causes bloating, discomfort, and systemic inflammation. And here is the point that changes everything. Red meat, especially after 60, generates a level of inflammation in the body that can be more harmful than helpful when it comes to your muscles. I know that contradicts everything you've ever heard, but stay with me because the science on this is unambiguous. Chronic inflammation is the single greatest enemy of muscle mass in older adults. It blocks protein synthesis. In plain English, even if protein reaches the muscle, if the body is inflamed, the muscle cannot use that protein to rebuild itself. It's like trying to build a wall while someone stands next to you, knocking down every brick you lay. You put one up, the inflammation knocks it down. You build, the inflammation destroys. The effort is real, but the result never materializes. And red meat, as nutritious as it may be in other respects, is one of the most pro-inflammatory foods in the diet of people over 60. So what's the alternative? The food is sardines. Yes, sardines. That little can that costs $1.50 at the grocery store. I know. It seems too simple, too humble. You were expecting something exotic, some imported superfood with a complicated name. But sardines are arguably the single most complete food available for people over 60 who need to rebuild muscle mass. And I'm going to prove that to you right now. A single can of sardines contains, on average, 25 grams of high-quality protein. That's nearly the same amount of protein as a chicken breast, in a can that fits in your pocket. But what makes sardines superior to meat is not just the protein quantity, it's the complete package. Sardines contain omega-3 fatty acids in exceptionally high amounts. And omega-3 is the most powerful anti-inflammatory agent nature provides. While red meat increases inflammation, sardines reduce it. While red meat impairs protein synthesis through the inflammation it generates, sardines enhance it because they deliver the protein and remove the obstacle at the same time. Remember the wall analogy? Meat gives you the bricks, but brings someone along to knock them down. Sardines give you the bricks and send that person away. This is exactly why recent studies are showing that the protein from fish, especially small fatty fish like sardines, is utilized more efficiently by the aging muscle than the protein from red meat. And that's only the beginning, because sardines contain far more than most people realize. When you actually examine the nutritional profile of sardines, the amount they deliver in such a small, inexpensive package is remarkable. Let me walk you through 5 benefits that almost nobody connects to this food. The first is natural leucine. Leucine is the most important amino acid for muscle building. It's the one that flips the switch for protein synthesis in the muscle. Without leucine, the body receives protein but doesn't know what to do with it. Sardines are naturally rich in leucine. Every can provides a significant dose of this essential amino acid. It's as if sardines come with the instruction manual included alongside the building materials. Many people spend serious money on leucine supplements when they could simply eat sardines. The second benefit is bone calcium. When you eat canned sardines, you eat the soft bones as well. And those bones are an exceptionally rich source of calcium. Calcium that goes directly to your bones. The same bones that support the muscles you're trying to rebuild. Strong muscle on a fragile bone structure doesn't work. It's like installing a powerful engine in a car with a rusted frame. Eventually, something gives. Sardines strengthen both simultaneously, muscle and bone. The third benefit is vitamin D. After 60, vitamin D deficiency is an epidemic. The body produces less through the skin, intestinal absorption decreases, and without adequate vitamin D, calcium isn't absorbed properly, muscles weaken, and the risk of falls increases dramatically. Sardines are one of the very few natural food sources of vitamin D. A single can already provides a meaningful portion of the daily requirement for someone over 60. The fourth benefit is easy digestion. Remember what I said about the stomach producing less acid after 60? Red meat requires enormous digestive effort. Sardines don't. The protein in sardines is softer, easier to break down, faster to absorb. The body of someone over 60 is able to extract significantly more from sardine protein than from the protein in red meat. It's like the difference between trying to cut through a log with a dull knife versus slicing a ripe banana. The end result might look similar, but the effort required is completely different. And the fifth benefit, the most surprising one, is heart protection. Sarcopenia and heart problems go hand in hand. People who lose muscle after 60 have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular issues. They're two sides of the same coin. The omega-3 in sardines doesn't only protect your muscles, it protects your arteries, reduces LDL cholesterol, lowers blood pressure, and helps regulate heart rhythm. So while you're eating sardines to rebuild the strength in your legs, they're quietly protecting your heart at the same time. Two serious problems addressed by one food that costs less than a cup of coffee. No supplement in the world delivers that value at that price. Now let me explain what actually happens inside the muscle when you eat sardines regularly. Because understanding the mechanism is what separates the people who stick with this and see results from those who give up too early. After 60, the body enters a state that scientists call anabolic resistance. In simple terms, the muscle becomes resistant to the signals that tell it to grow. Even when it receives protein, it takes longer to respond. It's like shouting at someone who is gradually going deaf. The message needs to be stronger to get through. The leucine in sardines shouts louder. It's the amino acid that sends the most powerful signal to the muscle to begin rebuilding. But omega-3 does something even more impressive. It makes the muscle more sensitive to that signal. It repairs the muscle's hearing. So leucine doesn't need to shout as loud because the muscle is listening better. This is precisely why the combination of protein plus omega-3, exactly what sardines deliver, is more powerful than pure protein from red meat. Meat sends the signal, but the inflamed muscle doesn't hear it. Sardines send the signal and make the muscle hear it again. Now let me teach you how to use sardines correctly. Because yes, there is a right way and a wrong way. And the wrong way not only doesn't work, it can cancel out every benefit I've just described. Pay close attention to this section. This is where information becomes action. The first point is frequency. Eating sardines once a week and expecting significant results won't work. For the effect on muscle mass to be real and consistent, you need to consume sardines at least 3 times a week. 4 to 5 times is ideal. I know that sounds like a lot, but a can of sardines costs less than a cup of coffee. If you eat 4 cans a week, you're spending under $8. Tell me which protein supplement on the market delivers everything sardines do for $8 a week. The second point is timing. For muscle recovery, the best time to eat sardines is at lunch. Why? Because it's during the afternoon and overnight that the body does the majority of its muscle repair work. Eating at lunch ensures that the amino acids are available and circulating when the body needs them most. But here's a detail that almost nobody mentions. If you do any form of physical activity, even just a 20-minute walk, eat sardines within 1 hour after that activity. During that window, the muscle is maximally receptive, like a dry sponge ready to absorb water. The anabolic window, as we call it in medicine, is real, and sardines are the ideal food to take advantage of it. The third point is the right combinations. Sardines alone are already powerful, but when combined with certain foods, the effect multiplies. Eat sardines with lemon. The vitamin C in lemon increases iron absorption from the sardines and amplifies the anti-inflammatory effect of the omega-3. Nutritionists call this a synergistic combination, 1 + 1 equaling 3. Another excellent combination is sardines with sweet potato. Sweet potato provides slow-release carbohydrates that help transport the amino acids from the sardines to the muscles. Without at least some carbohydrate present, protein can't be delivered where it needs to go. And this is where many people make a critical error. They eliminate carbohydrates completely, believing they're following a healthy diet. But without carbohydrates, protein has no delivery vehicle. It's like having goods in a warehouse with no trucks to deliver them. The fourth point is correct preparation. And now we arrive at the mistake I promised at the beginning. The most common and most damaging mistake is frying sardines. I know, fried sardines are delicious. They're crispy, they're flavorful, and that's exactly where the problem lies. When you fry sardines, two things happen. First, the omega-3 is destroyed by excessive heat. That powerful anti-inflammatory agent that makes sardines superior to meat disappears in the frying process. You're left with the protein, but you've lost the differentiating factor. Fried sardines essentially become just fish meat with no special advantage. Second, the frying oil adds a load of pro-inflammatory fat. So not only are you losing the anti-inflammatory benefit, you're actively adding inflammation. That's the worst of both worlds. It's like trying to put out a fire by pouring gasoline on it. I know that's hard to hear, especially if you grew up eating fried fish. But the truth needs to be said. The best ways to consume sardines for muscle recovery are as follows. The first and best option is canned sardines in water or natural brine. They're already cooked, already ready to eat. Open the can, add lemon, eat. The omega-3 is intact, the protein is intact, everything preserved. The second option is canned sardines in olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is itself an anti-inflammatory fat, so it doesn't cancel the benefits. Not quite as optimal as the water-packed version, but still excellent. The third option is fresh sardines baked in the oven. The oven's heat is far gentler than frying, and the omega-3 is preserved much better. If you prefer fresh sardines, this is the best preparation method. And please avoid sardines in industrial tomato sauce. Those sauces are loaded with sugar, sodium and preservatives that generate inflammation. You buy sardines thinking you're taking care of your health, but the sauce on top cancels out half the benefit. If you enjoy tomato, make your own at home. Fresh tomatoes, olive oil, garlic, a pinch of salt. Simple, clean, genuinely healthy. Once you start eating sardines regularly, how do you know it's working? The first signal usually appears between the second and third week, and it's not in the muscles, it's in your energy levels. You wake up with more vitality. You feel less heaviness in your body. Getting out of bed requires less effort. This happens because before building new muscle, the body needs to reduce the inflammation that was destroying the existing muscle. The omega-3 does that work first, and when inflammation comes down, everything improves together. Energy, mood, joint pain, sleep quality. Between weeks 4 and 6, the perceptible muscle gain begins. Your legs feel firmer. Climbing stairs becomes easier. Getting up from a chair requires less effort. Walking longer distances becomes possible again. And between weeks 8 and 12, the change becomes visible to the people around you. You're more energetic. You're moving differently. You look stronger. Dorothy, the patient I mentioned at the beginning, 8 weeks. 8 weeks of sardines 4 times a week, combined with daily 30-minute walks. And the woman who could barely get up from a chair went back to carrying her own groceries and climbing the stairs at home without holding the railing. Her husband called me afterward. He told me he had his wife back. But I have to be honest with you. Sardines alone don't perform miracles. If you eat sardines and then spend the day sitting on the couch, the results will be minimal. Muscle needs stimulation to grow. Sardines provide the fuel. Exercise, even just a 20-minute walk, a wall squat, any movement at all, gives the muscle the signal to use that fuel. Together, they're unbeatable. Separately, they're each worth half of what they could be. Before we close, one important note that I can't leave out. If you have elevated uric acid or gout, sardines need to be consumed in moderation. They contain purines that can worsen these conditions in some people. That doesn't mean you can't eat them at all. It means you should discuss the appropriate amount with your doctor. If you take blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, the omega-3 in sardines can amplify the effect of the medication. Again, speak with your physician before significantly increasing your consumption. And if you have a fish allergy, this food is obviously not for you. I mention all of this because information without care can cause more harm than good. I want you to live better, not trade one problem for another. I want to say something from the heart before we finish. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about muscles. It's about freedom. It's about being able to go to the grocery store alone, climb the stairs without fear of falling, play on the floor with your grandchildren and be able to get back up afterward, shower without needing assistance. Wake up in the morning knowing your body still responds to what you ask of it. Sarcopenia takes all of that away, quietly, gradually, day by day. And most people don't realize how much they've lost until the losses have become significant. One can of sardines won't change the world, but it might change your world. It might give back the strength that time is gradually taking. And it costs less than a cup of coffee. Tell me in the comments, do you already eat sardines regularly, or is this something you're going to try after watching this video? I read every comment because every response tells me this conversation is reaching the people who need it. If this video helped you, share it with someone who is losing strength and doesn't know what to do. A parent, a sibling, a friend, a neighbor. Sometimes people need to hear this, but nobody tells them. You can be the person who does. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now and turn on notifications. Every week content like this, about what your body actually needs, explained the way it always should have been. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.